Hey guys, Mrs. Heffernan here. I wanted to do a quick tutorial video on how to subtract mixed numbers with unlike denominators. Again, this is a review lesson. We've done this in class. I just want to make sure that with us being out of school right now that you're not forgetting those skills that we've already learned. So again, we're going to subtract. We know whenever we subtract any type of a fraction that they have to have a common denominator. And as you can see in this example, 8 and 5/8 minus 4 and 1/4, they don't have a common denominator right now. They have different denominators. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make sure that they have the same denominator. And again, just like when we add, we can start by listing the multiples. So I'm going to start with 8. I can list the multiples of 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. Now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to list those multiples of 4. So I know that 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And guess what, guys? We can stop because we do have a common multiple, which is 8. So 8 is going to be our new denominator. Now, I'm looking at my first mixed number. It already has an 8 in the denominator. And because it already has an 8 in the denominator, I don't need to change this at all. So I'm just going to rewrite it over here. So I have 8 and 5/8. Now, I'm going to go back to this mixed number, 4 and 1/4. It doesn't have 8 in the denominator, so I need to make sure that I have an 8 in this denominator. And the way I do that, I need to ask myself, what did I multiply 4 by to get 8? Well, I know down here when I was working on my multiples, I knew that 4 times 1 was 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. So I need to make sure that I'm multiplying my denominator by 2. And again, just like when we add, whatever we do to the denominator, we also have to do to the numerator. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply my numerator by 2 as well. All right. So my whole number is not going to change. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite my 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply my numerator. So 1 times 2 is 2. And now I'm going to multiply my denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that over here. Again, we are subtracting. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract my fractions first. And I do that by looking at my numerators. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Just like when we add fractions, our denominator stays the same. So I'm not subtracting my denominators, I'm just bringing them down. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 8. And then I'm going to look at my whole numbers, and I'm going to subtract those as well. So 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay? Now, if you have any questions on how to subtract our mixed numbers, make sure that you are writing those questions down, and then we'll discuss them tomorrow in tomorrow's Google Meet, okay? But again, this is review. We spent a lot of time on this in class, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a review. Again, if you have any questions, we'll talk about it in class tomorrow. All right, guys. Good night.